Hi, I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from Arlington, Virginia, is Jeremy Francese with Strategic Branding Studios. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jeremy.
Charlene, thanks for having me.
I mean, isn't it all about strategic branding? So tell us what you do that's so strategic.
I mean, I've spent my entire career in B2B sales, and what I started realizing was the way buyers buy changed. More people at the table, doing more independent research, and most decisions were made behind closed doors, leaving less room for vendors to contribute to the conversation. We're a communications agency at the core. We have research strategy disciplines that guide everything we do, from content, design, brand, technology. It comes down to great communication. I found that we're in a world where everybody's streaming, nobody's communicating. And so, that's where the business was born and why we found success today.
Now, I see that you've discovered that within the industry, but when your clients are coming to you, what is the pain point that you're trying to solve for them? Clearly, they're not like, well, nobody's communicating. So how are you identifying that challenge that you see and solving it for them?
Yeah, so what we find common is, and we really only work in the B2B space. And what we're finding, whether it's our private equity clients that need to raise $1 billion to capitalize a fund, or a cybersecurity firm that's trying to grow from $30 to $100 million, one question guides everything we do. Who do we need to communicate with effectively to move the business forward? Some people are navigating the talent market and they need to acquire top talent. So they say, we need help breaking through the noise to bring in great people to work for this team. Private equity may need to get to institutional investors. Some people just need customers. Others want to open channel relationships. Always starts with that one question. The difference is we start with, let's go talk to them and understand, how do they acquire information? Where do they spend their time? How do they leverage peers and tapping into peer groups? And how do they mobilize change? Instead of starting at the boardroom to say, what do we need to tell the world to believe us and to buy from us? We start from the consumer up. And that's what's been really the driving force of why we've been effective.
And so what do you see as the biggest change coming up in the digital space? Everybody's got their eye on something different right now. What are you looking at?
I am looking at the way people interact with information. So for example, there's a lot of research that's come out. Gartner's put out a lot of it, but right now, if you look at the holistic timeline for when people are buying things, of that 100% of their buying journey, less than 15% of that time is spent actually spending time with vendors. If you're one of 3 vendors they're evaluating on a 90-day sales cycle, you have 4.5 days to make an impact. Yet we have this marketplace where everybody is trying to focus on that exact moment instead of realizing you need to get in front of them the other 84.5 days and enable them along their way, from when they're unaware of a problem, aware of a problem, unaware of the category to aware of the category, and really be the advocate for your customer or target audience so that you're with them the entire time. We buy services and products today like we buy cars. We do everything possible to not have to go on the lot feeling uninformed. So it doesn't matter if it's a $100 million cybersecurity contract, right? It comes down to how well do we understand how our customers and audiences interact with information to mobilize change to buy products and services.
Well, Jeremy, we usually wrap up an interview with what is your best tip in the digital marketing space, but I feel like everything you've given us has been these great little tip nuggets.
Here's the tip, right? Pre-COVID, there's right now about 6 to 11 people at the average buying committee in a B2B organization. Those people pre-COVID were acquiring 5.1 unique information sources to fuel and mobilize change. Now it's up 35% to about 6.9 information sources to guide these decisions. Let's take the low end of it and say there's only 6 people at the boardroom level making these decisions. 6 people, 7 pieces of information each. Right? You look at that, there's 42 pieces of information from podcasts, white papers, customer success, posts in a community, enabling that decision. So it's not about the demo, not that it's not important, it's not about the sales pitch, it's about owning that time in their buying process when they are learning and mobilizing, because everybody on this planet makes progress while things are working, right? I call this the gas burner. So like, if you have a burner out, I'm not gonna buy a new grill. I'm gonna keep moving until I have to. The question is, most people are competing at the bottom of the funnel instead of trying to enable them along the way. So the biggest thing I can say is understand that creative is the variable. You can literally go talk to the people you need to understand and market to, learn how they make decisions, learn where they spend their time, what Facebook groups, how they go about learning and getting aware of the situation, and then align to that process sustainably, that is literally how we've helped clients spend $0 on paid marketing and raise hundreds of millions of dollars to grow their private equity ventures, grow their businesses. It's just by staying close to the customer. We don't need 1 million views. You need the 5 that actually can buy from you.
That is great advice. I'm so glad I hit you up for that question. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for making the time to be on Digital Champions today and share all that great insight.
Absolutely. Charlie, thanks for the opportunity. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of the day.
And so if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at Strategic Branding Studios, you can start by checking out dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.